Hi, I'm Kyle from Team Bears Unlimited. In spite of the modern advances in medical and computer sciences, many rehabilitation patients are having a difficult time getting optimal results from their hand, wrist, and forearm treatments. Boredom or a lack of motivation to attend their rehab or treatment sessions plays a major factor in this problem. Not to mention the tedious at-home exercises that are generally required by physical therapists. Add in the high cost of time and money that's required to attend sometimes tri-weekly sessions, and you have a serious decrease in motivation to finish your therapy regimen. We offer a solution to this problem, the Bear Claw system.
I know what you're thinking. What is the Bear Claw system? Well, it consists of a glove, a whole bunch of sensors, a microcontroller, and a Bluetooth module that communicates with a Windows Phone 8. The user then plays a game for fun using an assigned exercise regimen. This information is then sent via Windows Azure to an Azure database. The database stores information like timestamps or range of motion. The therapist can then look at all of this information and rate the patient based on certain criteria. Now, as computer science students, we don't know a whole lot about exercises or therapy. So to get more information on that, we went and visited Dr. Mark Willey, occupational therapy professor here at UCA, and he had a lot of interesting things to say about our product.
The idea that if we can prove that a person gets better because they have more feedback, satellite feedback, as opposed to just giving them exercises and hope that they do it. So I think that monitoring is a big key to this, to be able to have satellite monitoring, or even if you looked at motivation, I told them that I had a squeezing device. This is in the early 90s. And I'd give it to them for free, and it cost about $40 back then. And they would squeeze it, and every time that you would squeeze it, it would make a click. And it would do a rep. It would count your rep every time. And it had a little counter right here, every time, like click, click, click. And it was very motivating for them, especially guys. It's like, I'm gonna do 50. I'm gonna see how long I can do 50. Well, what they didn't know is on the inside of it, in a little secret compartment, there was another counter, which was pretty brilliant because the patient didn't know that it had an internal counter too. So what was that? I would give them the thing, okay, you're gonna go do this for a week. I want you to do 100 a week. 100 a day, or even more. So, you can't overdo it. Like, get your strength back. And then, but bring it back next week. Well, when it came back, I'd say, you've been using it? And, yeah, they've been using it. Yeah, thanks, great, man, that's really helped me. Well, then I'd go in another room and open up the little window, and they'd have like 25 on there. And they were just lying, And so,
we also spoke to Dr. Stephen Forbush, a physical therapy professor at UCA. He too had some interesting things to say about the Bear Claw system.
Really common, and so the post-surgical value of this is great. You can sell that to orthopedics, you can sell it to PT and everywhere else, because then we want resistant exercise.
Are you filming this?
And then we want to have stretching. You understand? We want range of motion.
Right.
We want to measure the range they're gaining or not gaining. We want to understand, because we're going to go through a progress of saying we're going to get this progressive. So if I was going to, you need to get someone to count. So if you have a piece of apparatus, it'll cost me less than it costs me to have someone count for me, and I can make sure they're compliant, doing what I ask them to do, and do it at times I want to do it, number of times a day I want them to do it. Then I'm giddy.
So that's perfect. That's exactly what we're presenting. Now that we've talked about the Bear Claw system in general, and we've got some expert opinions on how the system will be effective at what it's supposed to do, let's talk about how the system will be marketable to people who need it. Through high mobility and affordability, it will provide an anytime, anywhere solution to the problems discussed before. This is accomplished by using effective yet low-cost open source hardware and a Windows 8 phone. The exercise is done by playing a well-designed game to incorporate the proper motions, which will also increase the motivation to finish an assigned exercise regimen. Using Windows Azure will allow convenient patient-therapist communication and feedback, giving meaningful, quantifiable results for therapists to analyze and make adjustments to patient treatments. Not only could this increase therapy results, but could also offer a reduction in cost of money and time by patients and therapists alike. So what we're going to do now is show you a proof of concept for the Bear Claw system.
What we have is a rough prototype of the glove with the sensors and the microcontroller and the Bluetooth attached. You can see we have the microcontroller here on the breadboard and the Bluetooth. And what's going to happen is the Windows Phone 8 app that we developed is going to communicate with this Bluetooth and receive information from these 5 pressure sensors on each of the fingertips. So let's do that. So this is going to be connected and that's going to turn green. Connected. Okay. So let's go to the live data screen and we're going to look at some of the information coming in from the sensors. So there we go. That's good. There we go. Now this is just kind of a check to make sure that we have information coming into the app. Let's play the game. Whoops. This is pretty hard. Well, there we go. Now I do have the high score on this, so keep that in mind whenever you're watching me play. I'm not going to try to break it here. Of course, that might take too much time. But as you can see, we are playing a game with the Bear Claw system. So let's go and look at some of the other pages. We have a Bluetooth page that can open a sync menu, so we can look at the Bluetooth settings so that the user can sync with the Bluetooth as they need to. We have a feedback page, which is where the therapist and the patient can communicate via Azure with each other, send necessary information or whatever they need. This is the administrative page, which is actually going to be used by the therapist, and it's going to control some of the settings in the game that we develop, and based on the needs of each individual patient. And we have the live data again. And that's pretty much it.